going to go over some stocks that have been floating around online. A lot of these influencers, YouTubers, people on the forums online have been talking about these. So I just want to take a closer look just to see what all the hype is about. There's a few stocks here. I'm going to go through all of them to see what the technicals are, also what the fundamentals are. And this isn't financial advice, of course, but this is just what I'm doing. I'm going to categorize them for myself as either a technical buy, technical sell, or a fundamental hold. Okay. Honestly, I think the market is way overvalued right now, but we shall see. All right. First stock I want to talk about today is NVTS, Navitas Semiconductor Corp. Now, this one's pretty hot online. Just looking at the fundamentals here, it looks like it is dropped down to its 20-day moving average. So it's on the 20. So it could possibly bounce off the 20 to go back up towards 9 or higher. Or it could go below the 20 moving average, 20-day moving average, past the 50 and head all the way back down to base level, which is $2. The reason why I think people are selling, or there really isn't a lot of activity right now, is because of their earnings. I believe their earnings is going to be on the 4th. I'm just checking that now. Yes, it says August 4th after close. So I think everybody's waiting to see what the earnings are going to be. Just from looking at this, to me, this really isn't a hold. I really would have to see what the earnings are, because the hype over this is because there is some big contract with NVIDIA to where the Navitas can they have like a contract with NVIDIA for these data centers. So what amazes me is, okay, there's this big huge contract with NVIDIA. However, if you look at everything here, the majority of the owners, the directors, the people on the board, the majority of these people have been selling. They've been selling heavy ever since the announcement. So the company isn't profitable. The only buy was from the director. Now, this is positive. The director, Singh Rambir, it looks like after he sold, he actually bought. So this is pretty interesting. Looks like he bought 18 million shares, if I'm reading that correctly. That's a lot of shares. So there may be something about to happen with Navitas with their earnings. So I think that's the big play. That it's a bet. Should you go in with a few? Well, should I go in with a few grand and hold it until the earnings, since the director is buying, or just wait till it plays out? I'm the type of person where I'm going to wait to see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, from here, if the earnings are great, if there's new contracts announced, this bad boy can go way past 9. So we're already at, what is this? 733. Yeah. Here, you're looking at over 20% upside from here. You're looking at 20%, maybe even higher than 20%. We're looking at 30, maybe even 40% upside. Yeah, 40% upside. So bet. Next one, RGTI, Rigetti Computing. This one is so-called the big dog. Everybody's been talking about Rigetti. Oh my gosh, it's been everywhere online about this stock. Just based on the technical analysis here, it looks like it's heading down. Top was at 21, currently at 1450, right on the 20-day. I always look at the 20-day. Their earnings for Rigetti, let's see, this probably can explain why there's a drag on it. August 12th. Looks like folks are selling, waiting until the earnings report. Just looking at the fundamentals here, RSI is not bad, but I mean, it looks like they're really not making any money here. So this is a speculative play. Let's see if any owners are buying. Oh my gosh, look at all this red. Jeez. Oh my God. Everybody's selling. Okay. Is this such a great company? Why in the heck is everybody selling? But whatever. Yeah, fundamentally, doesn't look like this one panned out as one of the top ones out of the 11 to 12 that we're looking at. Just looking here, trying to see what their cash flows are. It basically looks like it's fundamentally weak. No profits, early in the quantum stage, high cash burn. So it's very speculative. Very speculative. So I guess we'll have to wait until the 12th of August to see where this plays out. Will they increase revenues? Will earnings per share increase? What's going to go on with that? Don't know. Next one. Oh gosh. BBAI, Big Bear. Everybody's talking about Big Bear. This is supposed to be the next Palantir. This is the Palantir of everything. I'm just making sure I'm recording here. This is the big play. Everybody from Richard Fain to all these other influencers have been talking about BigBear.ai. BigBear.ai, based on their fundamentals, really isn't that great. I mean, they're burning a lot of cash. It looks like they have some government contracts. Let's see if anyone's buying here. Same thing as Nvidia, same thing as RGTI. Lots and lots. Excuse me. Lots and lots of sales, but the selling is kind of stopped looks like as of May. So there could be something brewing here. Just looking at the RSI 46, not bad, may still be some upside there. When is the next earnings date? Next earnings date's August 11th. It's funny how there's all this hype right before earnings. As soon as earnings starts to creep around, a lot of people start selling into the hype because we don't know what the earnings are going to be. It's already, as you can see, it has fallen past the 20-day moving average, which is definitely a sell. Could go down to 50 and stop at around its 200 moving average. So it is possible. Really showing up as one of the weakest of all of them. Another speculative play. So not really a lot of strong fundamentals with this either. But we'll see. I mean, people see it at 635. I mean, we'll have to see what goes on with the contracts. But I mean, this thing has been downgraded by a lot of institutions. It's burning a lot of cash, and we'll just have to see where this plays out. This could be a boom or a bust, but I just find it very interesting how everyone's selling into earnings. But hey, I mean, if there's some big news, I personally wouldn't touch it until the earnings, see where the company is going, see where there's some growth. Maybe there's some contracts going on with BigBear.ai. Not sure, but if it goes back down to 3 or 4, possibly 4, that'll be great. Looks like the highest was at around $10, so that will be a huge gain if you can get in at a lower price. But speculative. Now we move on to CRDO, Credo Technology. Now this one I kind of like. I kind of like this one. This one, it's overpriced as hell. It is extremely overpriced. But at least this company is one of the first ones out of the bunch where we're actually seeing some type of earnings, some type of growth. Earnings per share is up 129%. So they are making some money. They've been upgraded by multiple ratings agencies over the past year or so. Let's see here. Trying to see if we have any information regarding insider buying. More insider selling. Latest update was a few days ago. So it looks like the board is selling into this huge overbought market. I mean, can you blame them? That's I mean, if your shares are going up that much, I mean, who would sell? But I mean, with a company like this, it looks like their earnings is going to be August 27 after close. So we'll have to see where we go from there. But I believe this is one of these big data center type of stocks. I have to see. I have to do some research on that. But I think they are. I think the play now with AI is the data centers. These, everybody's talking about the chips, but this data has to be stored. So you need switches, you need servers, you need all these types of facilities to hold these things in order to run these computers. So I believe this is a whole, but the price is just way out there. I mean, technically speaking, yes, of course. I mean, anytime we see a price like this, looks like it's following this 20-day moving average trend, which is way above. So I mean, this bad boy can come back down. I possibly would get in when it hits back down to the 20 and slightly start to bounce off. That'll probably be a good play, but I mean, based on the fundamentals, it's just way overvalued. RSI kind of high at 68, nearly 70 RSI. So, but again, this is an overbought market. Maybe a play after we have hopefully a pullback in the market might be a good hold towards around that time. TSM by far my favorite. I feel like this company is probably the best out of all of them. I mean, huge. It's right on the 20. Right on the 20. This purple line. It's right on the 20 day moving average. Company is just killing it. $45 billion income earnings per share of 45% this year alone. This is like what you call big boys, one of these big companies, obviously being upgraded. No information in regards to insider sales or buys, but this semiconductor manufacturing company, it's in it to win it. So, like I said, this market is kind of high. This company pays a dividend, so they're making so much money, so much cash. It's insane. So I mean, if you're willing to if you're willing to wait for a nice pullback on it, I think this is one of those that you would just put into your portfolio, or this is one that I will put in my portfolio, because again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. This is what I would put in. I would actually hold this one, because this is what you call proof of profitability. Their earnings date is August 20th. So I hopefully would love to see a down past 20 all the way down here. That would be perfect. I can't believe this thing was at 130 in April, and now it's, oh my god, almost 100% gain within a few months. But see, this is where fundamentals and technical analysis come into play. You kind of have to know both, because fundamentally it's a great company. Technically, it was a great company to buy. It's still a great company, but is it a great company to buy right now? Me personally, I wouldn't touch it. I need there to be some type of pullback. RSI, 60. So there may be a little bit more growth in it. But yeah, I definitely, if there was like a huge turn down or something, this is definitely something I'd buy and hold, especially with the dividend. You're literally being paid to hold one of the top semiconductor companies. AI isn't going, AI is the future. Everyone's talking about crypto. AI is the future. AI, you can actually do things with. The only thing you can really do with crypto outside of these contracts and stuff, I'm not really a big fan of it, but I like to invest in something that I can actually see, that I can actually use, that's actually physical, that that the world pretty much needs at this point. AI is going to make it a lot easier for companies to be more efficient. Not seeing how cryptocurrency can make companies more efficient, but I mean, maybe you can explain that in the comments. That'll be nice to know. But yeah, definitely, this is definitely one of my top ones that I'm going to be holding. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting on something to happen, please, so we can buy these things cheaper. Next one here, Astera Labs. Technically, yes. Boom. As soon as it was on the 20, there was some news, and it's up. I'm trying to see what their earnings per share increased 60%. Looks like it's been downgraded a lot, but yeah, I'm just, so was there any more insider selling? I just love this. I love these companies. Like, the prices are going up, and it's like, oh, we're gonna sell. The board is selling. Now, for them, just trying to see when the ALAB, so their earnings will be August 5th, so a few days from now. Seeing it pop in the last feed. I'm trying to see exactly why they were so good. Yeah, this one's booming. This one's popping. Now, in terms of cash flows, based on the analysis, early stage growth, not yet profitable. Trying to see what cash flows do we have. It just recently IPO'd, high growth potential, but unproven. What price are we at? 136. Jeez. RSI 73.82. Yeah, she's overbought. But we'll see. I think this is just a watch for me. It's already approaching. It may just go. It's probably still has a little bit more upside. It's probably going to try to push up into the 150 range, maybe a double top. But that is definitely on the watch list. ADI, analog devices. So this double top crossed 20, definitely a shorting signal. Try to stay on the 50, boom, drop past that, head into the 200-day moving average. So there's some selling pressure here. But what's interesting is this is actually of the top ones within this list. ADI is actually one of the most fundamentally strong. They do have a dividend, so they do pay the dividend out. Looks like they have dividends been quite consistent, so they are making some capital. Let's see what the insiders has been upgraded. That's good news. Good news. Kind of pricey though, $224 a share. All directors selling, nobody's buying. Very interesting. Okay. Yes, I believe dividend growth 10 to 11%. So they're pretty consistent on that. I believe this is a boring business. I believe this is one of those boring businesses. I believe they build switches. Let me look up. Let me see real quick. What do they do? Oh, look. Here you go. What we do. Okay, there we go. What we do. Innovating for humanity. I think everybody's kind of doing that right now. So it looks like they work with cars. Oh, so it's an EV. So it looks like they're okay. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just trying to really get an understanding of. Okay, so they're basically in everything: aerospace, automotive, automotive, sustainable energy, communications. So these guys are in everything, which is good because these are all the technologies where AI is going to be the most beneficial. So this is definitely a key player. I like the fact that they're actually paying dividends. So we'll see. It's still pricey though. It's still pricey. What's their RSI? RSI is 36. Well, I'll be that. That is interesting. What would I do in this situation? I would definitely wait to see if it's going to hit that 200-day moving average. That's what I would. But see, when they're this high, and when I say high, I'm just saying this is a high market already topped out. So now we have to see it topped out at 245. So where is it going to bottom out at? Yeah, it looks like there's some type of bottom here at 200. I don't know if it's going to hit 200. It may. I would definitely gobble it up if it was down there. Or it could boss up too. But either way, we're still looking at like about a 10%, maybe even 20% rise. Hey, that's a possible trade. And it's definitely a buy and hold play for those who want to hold. Definitely one of the top ones out of the 11. We have TSM, ADI are two of the top ones. Looks like free cash flow of ADI is 3.29 billion. So gosh, they're making some serious money. They are killing it. ADI is killing it. Their next earnings date is August 20th before the open. That's a buy and hold for me. I would definitely sorry about using the word definitely a lot. I would most likely wait and wait for a pullback on it. I'd snap that up. I'd also snap up TSM. Let's see what else we have out here. Next one, Quant Technology. Haven't really heard much about this one. I've heard about the other three earlier. But just off of the technicals here, it looks like cross to 20. Here we go. I'm telling you, it's always this 20-day moving average. This is the main thing right here. 20-day moving average. Price crossed 20-day, went down, and it's trying to hang on to that 50. It's trying to hang on to that 50. It could drop further to the 200. That would be perfect. That'll be a nice play. It looks like top was 130. It's still it's like a 20% gain from where it currently is. So pays a dividend. Let's see. So it makes a ton of cash. What are the cash flows on this? Micron, 1.8 billion. All right, 1.8 billion free cash flow. That's pretty good. You're making money. Earnings per share. Oh my gosh, 500%. So something huge is going on with these guys. Something's going on there. Let's see if there are any insider. Nope, still everybody's selling. See, it's hard to judge it on the selling when you're in a market this high. You know, the dollar's crashing. It's losing its value. People are just dumping cash into the market because they don't want to hold on to the dollars. But that's a conversation for another day. But technically speaking, I will wait to see what it's going to do. It looks like it's kind of going past that 50, which is also a sell sign. So this thing could go hopefully down to 100. Looks like, let's see if it's trying to create a new bottom. Looks like the top before was here. That's that 50. It dropped. So maybe here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to hit 200. That's where I would personally buy it. But it's still one of those companies, great cash flow. Their earnings are going up like crazy. Revenue's going up like crazy. Free cash flow is great. It pays a dividend. So if you can get in at a good price, like everybody who bought here, you're good. If you bought here at 64 or 65, you are good, man. You're in paradise. You darn near doubled your money, man. I wouldn't sell it. I just leave it right there. But people here this time, I wait. But it's definitely one of the top ones. So we have TSM, ADI, Micron. Of all the stocks I've covered so far, these are the three ones that I look into as a serious holds. But they're all mostly overvalued. RSI 40, not bad. Not bad. But I still want some more, like, I need some meat on the bone. Man. All right, next one, ACM Research. Let's take a look, make sure I'm still. Yeah, we're good. All right. Now, ACM Research. This really hasn't come up. I mean, just based on the technicals, it's still steady on that 20. It's on that 20-day moving average. Earnings down 5%. Income sell, what are we looking at here? Let's see where their earnings date. Oh, that explains it. Earnings date August 6th. So we'll see. I think everybody's kind of waiting to see what the earnings is going to be. Any buys, sells, insider trading, selling, buying, all sells. All sells. Let's see. Yeah, it is definitely not really much known. It says, based on current research, says strong China growth and advanced cleaning twos, but China geopolitical risk, revenue concentration. So looks like in Asia these chips are, but it's $30. It's freaking $30. So RSI is 58, so not too bad. Earnings increasing. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much craziness going on with here. This PE at 19, pretty standard. So yeah, this might actually be a nice company here to keep a watch on in this space. Next, we have Rambus. Rambus has gone absolutely insane. My God. Okay. So it was hanging on that 20, and then it just went crazy. Wow. Just looking at Rambus here. Strong IP. All right. Good margin, solid growth from licensing, but less consistent past performance. Who cares about to pass because their earnings are up 40%. They're making money, man. Revenues increased, earnings missed estimates, but revenue growth. They just had their earnings. I think the next one will be in October. Let me double check on Rambus. Yeah, it's going to be October, between October 27th, October 27th, October 30th. After market close, that's the estimate date. But okay, so it looks like they're trying to grow. They're trying to grow here. Very high, very high. A lot of people will buy high, buy higher. Really in uncharted territory here with this solid growth. So excellent line, and it broke its high. So it could go higher. It could go higher depending on, and I believe it just went higher because again, looks like they had some great news. Revenues increased 30% year over year to 172 million. They're making money, man. So this could be one of those stocks that is just kind of going under the radar, but yeah, they are definitely revenues up 21%. That's great. Okay. Cash market securities, no debt in its balance sheet. So this company is debt free. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. So they are doing the Dave Ramsey. All right. Great cash flows, no debt, increased earnings. I see why it's going up. 75, 73, RSI 68, kind of high. This is not bad. Not bad. And then the final company here at $8.86. Highest point was, they say 14. Looks like it was like 12, 13. Now it's at 18. Himax is actually one of the top ones. Earnings schedule would be August 7th. Expected to be released before U.S. Openings. So it just passed the 20. I think everyone's getting scared for the earnings. That's what it is. So this is an earnings bet here. Looks like it's about to cross the 50 lower as well. Could be a buying opportunity. It pays a dividend, 4%. 4% dividend yield. They are bringing in some money here. Earnings. Let's see here. Some upgrades. Okay. No information on insider buying. Yeah, just based on the information here. Let's see. Looks like per Reddit posts, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like due to MACD divergence from price lows, that it could possibly go into the 950 territory. If this thing has good earnings, this thing could go back up. It could rally higher for sure. Because it's just been on this 20, on this 20. People have just been buying on this 20. And it's been like this since they've been buying since that April crash, man. This thing has been going crazy. So, yes, it could definitely go up depending on the news. Now, in terms of their, let's see here. This is one that I am definitely watching. Alright, so it's well established, going on the uptrend. It says it's overbought. RSI is 40. Yeah, that's most of them these days. It could break out at 9:15. Yes, prices is consolidating. Price is consolidating. Yeah, Himax for sure. What else is? Or Himax. My apologies. Himax Technologies. Taiwan company, of course. Could it hit that? I don't know. Would $8 be a buy? I think everybody's just waiting for that. Everybody's waiting for that earnings, man. Earnings August 7th, so about a week from now, before market open, we'll get that. Yeah, because Himax came up as one of the top ones here. Generates modest operational cash, aligning with a smaller scale and profitability profile. Operating cash flow was $153 million, 2023 for free cash flow. Yeah, they're making money, man. So yeah, they come in with a big contract with these semiconductors is great. For me personally, honestly, I just use these to trade. I'll trade and hold some for a longer period of time. But ultimately, to kind of get exposure to all of these, you can definitely do the SMH. The semiconductor ETFs have some of these in it already. But the biggest ones that everybody was talking about and just turned out to be complete trash was NVTS, RGTI, BigBear.ai. So I'll keep an eye on these to see NVTS with their earnings coming up. If their growth, if they get like some kind of contract or their earnings increase substantially or something due to these contracts they have with NVIDIA, then yeah, this thing could go crazy. It could possibly double, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'll end that here. Anything comes through these dark streets, Reddit forums, these influencers, these chat rooms, I will definitely cover it and go over everything just to see what all the hype is about. If you guys have your ear to the streets and you hear about some plays, let us know. Put it in the chat, man. let us know. All right. Let's all get rich. This is the poor man's hedge fund, man. We gotta make this money. All right. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and you all have a great night.
Subscribe now for more.